Buenas noches a todos, espero que estén bien. Yo sé que no he estado por YouTube hace un rato, pero soy maestro de inglés en México y por eso no tengo tanto tiempo para hacer videos. Pero, ni modo, quería hacer un otro, que se trata de gramática. Desde que yo soy maestro, creía que sería como apropiado hacer un video que está ah, hablando de gramática. Porque si no entiendo gramática, pues porque soy maestro. Okay, enough with the Spanish. I'm going to talk about another grammar point today. If you're my subscribers, you may have noticed I made a grammar video a while back talking about the difference between I and me in English. And I said that if you have two subjects in a sentence, you should not use me, because me is an object, not a subject. For example, Sam and I went to the shops. Sam and me went to the shops is not correct, because me is an object. But the people doing the action are Sam and I. We are the subjects. Okay? Today I want to talk about a different grammar point, and it concerns the difference between present perfect and the preterite. In English, there are two ways to talk about the past. One, the preterite. For example, with the verb to eat, I ate. So we could say, I ate cheese. With the present perfect, it would be, I have eaten. Eaten is the past participle of eat. Normally in English, we use the preterite, the simple past, if you like, with a specific time. So, I ate cheese 5 minutes ago, or I ate cheese at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, etc. I have eaten would be used without a specific time. Normally this is the case. So, I have eaten cheese. When? Some point in the past. Because the present perfect does not have a specific time, we have other words to give it some clarification. For example, we could ask, have you ever eaten cheese? When we use ever in this context, it's referring to all of your past. Have you ever eaten cheese? At some point in your life, was there a time when you put cheese in your mouth and swallowed? By contrast, if I say, have you eaten cheese yet? It's referring to the recent past. Is there some time, for example, did you eat the cheese yesterday or did you eat the cheese 5 minutes ago? We can imagine a scenario where a group of people have some cheese, and most of them eat it, but some people don't eat it. We can ask them, have you eaten the cheese yet? And they're going to say, no, not yet. Or, positive, yes, I have already eaten it. I have already eaten it. Okay? Already, in this context, again refers to the recent past. So we're imagining this situation, for example, 2 hours ago, 1 day ago, where all these people had cheese. And we're asking them, have you eaten the cheese yet? Have you eaten the cheese yet? No, I haven't eaten the cheese yet. Or yes, I have already eaten the cheese, or I've already eaten the cheese with a contraction. So we have these words, yet, and already, and ever, 3 words, which help us give some clarification when using the present perfect. Note, we are still not using a specific time, but we want to give a little more specification, what is that, whatever that word is, a little bit more accurateness to what we're talking about. However, English native speakers often do this thing where we mix and match between the present perfect and the preterite. And so you might often hear people saying, I did it already. Now, strictly speaking, this is not correct, because we use already with a present perfect to give some extra clarification to a past time without a specific reference, such as a time like 4 o'clock. So, I ate it at 4 o'clock. I have eaten it already. Why then do we hear people saying, I ate it already? Because we're not perfect. We do not learn grammar deductively like foreign learners do. We learn language inductively. We learn it through hearing. We learn it through how our parents use language, how our friends use language. We have very few people in England and in America have a good idea of why we use such and such a structure. We just do. And that's why we get this strange mixing. So technically it is not correct. We should say, I have done it already. I did it already is not correct. But it's so common to say this that you should not be surprised to hear people saying it. And also, if you understand the difference, don't be afraid to use this structure. Because, after all, when language evolves, after a while, its evolution becomes its proper grammar, and there's nothing we can do about that. Así que eso fue todo. Y les voy a decir otra vez que espero que tengan muy buena noche. Y bueno, hasta luego. Y que tengan buenas vidas. Si no les veo, ¿qué se me va a pasar? Porque yo estoy aquí haciendo videos y ya saben. Bueno, adiós. Buenas noches. Bye.